Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Podcast Room 303. Introducing one co-host with more nuggets than Chick-fil-A, Nick Morahan. Executive producer until we find someone better, Eric Washington. Nobody really knows what he does around here, Nevada Putnam. And now, the single greatest thing to happen to hosting in history, Jermaine Antonio Colon Mendez. On with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Podcast Room 303, episode 301. That's right, past the 300 century mark. I'm your host, Jermaine Colon Mendez. This is my co-host. As always, we have with us the executive producers, the EPE, and Nutty Putty. Today's episode, we'll be getting into Blind 5, a quick question with Nevada, and 2025 MLB Divisional Breakdown, NL East. That was such a mouthful. I got to come up with some sort of acronym for that. MLB, DB, NLE. No, nobody's going to know what I'm trying to say. How you doing this evening, Eric?
Doing good, man, and I can sum this episode up for you. Phillies win the division and win the World Series. On to the next one.
Thank you for joining us. Follow us, our sister pod. No, I'm just kidding. How you doing this evening, Nevada?
I didn't even get time to do my timestamps or nothing on that pod. Just done and over with. But I'm good.
For those of you wondering why we're all dressed the exact same, go fuck yourself and mind your own business. Let's get into today's episode, today's Blind 5.
Don't ask questions you don't want answers for.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, dude, 2 and 2. We recorded on the same day.
All right, 1 through 7.
5.
All right. Oh, shoot. I should probably pull up the list.
Did you listen to last week's, Eric?
No.
Did you listen to the week before?
No.
Damn.
I was dying with the vid, dude.
He's just in it for glory. Get out of here, bro. You've had the TV on 24/7. You could have listened to a podcast.
All right, number 5. First up is going to be chocolate chip.
Oh.
If this is cookies,
That's a solid 101. Dude, if it's anything that involves chocolate chips, it's typically the 101, dog. You know what I mean? Do you disagree? I could be swayed. It's not my favorite cookie.
Like, it's, you know what I mean?
You 102, honorary 102.
Let's go the 2 just in case.
All right, we'll put him at the 2. Shout out Michael Jordan. Goats play 2 guard.
There it is.
All right. Next up is going to be Snickerdoodle.
Ooh. Was it cookies?
Remind me what Snickerdoodle is.
Like cinnamon sugary.
Snickerdoodle.
Yeah, it's like a sugar cookie with cinnamon.
Yeah, delicious.
Yeah,
4.
It's pretty good. I'm good with 4.
Yeah.
It might even be a 5, but it's a very good cookie. Yeah.
Look,
if it's not cookies, Nevada, and you hit us with something crazy like
it's either cookies or ice cream.
I'm not gonna be sure. Snickerdoodle ice cream
or edible underwear flavors.
Ooh, my favorite.
I eat no underwears that's got chocolate chip. All right, that's a little worrisome. All right, next up is macadamia nut.
Oh, I love macadamia nut. Here's the thing, though. I'm a oatmeal cookie guy, and I know that's gonna go last, so we can't put macadamia at 5.
So for me, the thing about oatmeal is like oatmeal would be number 1 as long as it's not raisin. Oatmeal chocolate, oatmeal whatever, just oatmeal raisin, it gets knocked down for me.
Oatmeal raisin is fire.
Let's say we do put macadamia nut at 5 because oatmeal, even if it is oatmeal raisin, it's still one of the best cookies out there, especially if done properly. Oof.
It's got to be. So the problem with raisins is it can't be a cold. It has to be a hot oatmeal cookie with raisins because then it slaps. But if it's cold, like it cooled, it's set for too long, it's just been sitting there, and you went to go get it. Not as good as like fresh out the oven, melt in your mouth.
I do hate when oatmeal cookies do be like deceiving you, and you think it's like oatmeal raisin, it's like oatmeal cran. It's like, come on, guys, why are we doing this?
Is it you really you just broken up about oatmeal?
Come on, man.
Right, salacious ass emails.
I had expectations, and you didn't deliver. Anyway, go ahead.
It's like watching the Dune movies for Eric.
Oh, dude.
Oh, jeez.
I forget that the both you hate him so much.
Just a fucking waste of time, dude. I could literally sit at watching a wall of paint dry, and the same amount of thrilling, excitement would happen. It's just as beautiful. It was one color, now it's this color. Just as beautiful as a Charlie Deneuve or whatever his fucking dumbass Canadian name is. I hope we put extra tariffs on his stupid ass movies. That's what I hope we do. Anyway, I digress. No matter what's the next cookie.
Well, professional podcast of Room 301 is your next option is oatmeal raisin.
301.
Episode 301.
Oh, okay. It's a good hedge, but you said professional podcast of 301. I was like, who's that? You got your own pod, Nevada?
Yeah, we're 2 doors down.
Selfish.
We can put that at 1. I ain't mad at you.
Which one?
Oatmeal raisin.
Oh, dude. Look, you can give me 5 different oatmeal options. I'm just putting them all at 1. Yeah. I love them. The other one I love, and it's close, but I still think I give the edge to oatmeal. But peanut butter and peanut butter with chocolate chunks specifically is just
I think that's going to be his next. Unless he's doing something crazy with like
sugar. He went with sugar.
Oh, sugar cookies doesn't work.
See, this is why I thought we should have left 5 open. Because we could get hit with one we don't like.
Sugar cookies, dude. What a waste. That's a mom who doesn't love her children. No effort.
Sugar is just, it's boring. You know what I mean? It's like
no kid has ever showed up and like, my mom made sugar cookies, and all the kids are like, yeah. They're like, what the fuck? Where the other cookies at?
It's like, what's up? She couldn't afford the chocolate chips this week.
Is it just EBT kids?
Is it just me, or do sugar cookies seem to last the longest as far as their pliability?
Probably because of sugar.
I think it's probably.
I don't care why. I'm just saying
less ingredients too.
I think you just realize that because most people just leave more sugar cookies around.
That's a good theory.
That's all it is. They just happen to stick around longer than every other cookie.
That's a good theory. It's because they're last to get eaten.
Yeah. I put that right there on par with my James Harden theory. Those are can't miss theories, dude.
I've never been a fan of sugar cookies, so ain't hurt my feelings.
Look, like, no disrespect. If you chose vanilla as your favorite ice cream flavor, I'm like, okay, I get it. Vanilla is pretty good. It's a solid. But if you walked up to me and I was like, hey, what's your favorite cookie? And you said sugar, you are instantly slotted into my serial killer list. For sure. Because you know someone.
They're like, when did you know that Jimmy was a serial killer? Well, the motherfucker's eating sugar cookies all the time, right? So we should have known.
Doc, I'm gonna be that motherfucker. The documentary is just like, this motherfucker's favorite cookie was sugar cookies. Everyone's like, what does that have to do with anything? I was like, how many people you know whose favorite cookie is sugar cookie?
If that wasn't a Key and Peele skit, it should be where they do like a documentary where they're like doing all these interviews, or like interviewing the police detectives, or like there was no signs, and then his roommate's like, man, I told the motherfuckers he likes sugar cookies. What more evidence do you need?
Sure, that's inadmissible in court.
No, it's not. No, it's not, son.
Nah. Hey, judge.
I'm
how
1 for 1.
How many people you know like sugar cookies as their favorite cookie? Interesting. No. You're at 0. I wonder why.
It would be a good skit.
Oh, dog. Yeah. I'm telling you, bro. Like that, the red flags. That's a new thing to do. Point out, like if I'm on a first date with a chick and I ask what your favorite cookie is, and she says sugar, I would much rather you say you don't like cookies.
She probably also has an OnlyFans run. Just run,
bro. I'd rather you just not like cookies than have sugar cookie as your favorite. You'd be like, oh, I'm not that big a fan of cookie. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Dude, it's got a new PCP for top 5 serial killer signs. I'm adding that to the list.
All right, don't forget to add it.
I'm doing it right now.
I don't see you. I was like, I don't see any action over there because you know how many PCP ideas we've lost.
Oh, dude,
lost to the ethers.
They're gone into the ether, dude.
All right, that wraps up blind five. You want to give us the list one last time, Nevada?
Yes, sir. Blind five. It was cookies. Number 1, oatmeal raisin. 2, chocolate chip. 3, sugar. 4, snickerdoodle. And 5, macadamia nut.
Sugar. should have been 10. Jermaine, there's only 5 choices. I don't give a fuck. I'll take no cookies than a sugar cookie. Actually, that's not true.
It's gonna be a blind 4.
That's hyperbole at its finest. I will take a sugar cookie if there's no other cookie available.
Can't believe we got sugar cookie at 4, dude. It's the worst list we've ever done.
3. You put it at 3 because
it's the worst list ever, dude.
You put it at 3. That's on you.
Me?
Yeah, I tried to put macadamia nut at 3, and you said 5, and I was like, all right.
Damn. Gangbang on macadamia nut like that, dude?
No, I said it's one of my favorites.
No, I'm saying like we as a collective. It all can't just fall on me, dude. You have to sign off. You know what I mean?
Hey, don't we me. I tried to get 3. You vetoed.
All right. We digress.
I'll be that squeaky wheel on the pod, but I can't stand macadamia nut cookies.
Hey, that's all right. As long as sugar cookies not your favorite, dude.
Oh God, no.
You like sugar over macadamia nut?
I would go neither.
Oh, okay, that's a good choice.
If somebody was like, "Hey, I got a sugar cookie," I'd be like, "What else you got? They got macadamia nut? Nah, I'm good. Give me that celery stick."
Celery's fire. Why are you just taking it straight at celery, dude?
A celery stick with nothing on it, just straight raw celery stick.
Yeah, it's not that fire.
It's you guys got a problem.
Like I'm gonna eat it, but I'd much rather dip it in something.
Yeah,
dude, the crunch. Oh, dude, it's refreshing. It's light. Come on now. What more do you want?
I'm not hating on celery, but it is a dipping mechanism for liquids. It is not just purely a celery stick.
Tell me you love ranch without telling me you love ranch. So red.
I was thinking like peanut butter,
blue cheese.
Obviously, yeah. Everyone does bumps on a log. So we all did it. And then you played with your celery before you took a bite. You know what I mean? Do kids still do that?
No.
Or kids are hopped up on processed food. What am I talking about? They got goldfishes. I mean, we were hopped up too, but like,
not like that though.
No, I still ate cucumbers.
I got a honey bun like once a week. You know what I mean? Most of the time it was fruits and shit.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your sex life. I was like, God, weird. I was like, weird pivot, dude.
You know, honey buns is a treat, right? Like a really good treat. Okay. Good Lord, dude.
I was just trying to break you, dog, and you completely went off camera, so it worked.
Yeah. He was in trouble there.
My man's turned red as hell.
Guys. Shh. Don't tell people what I do.
All right. Nevada, you got a question for us?
I do. NFL free agency question. It's for one player in particular, since he was officially cut today. Davante Adams, 32 years old, basically just got cut from essentially $30 million. Where would you love to see Davante go?
All right. Love to see?
Right. Where do you think it'd be the most fun to see him play?
The most fun. I think the Rams.
I'm thinking the same division, but north. San Francisco.
I mean, he wants California, so it's already kind of swayed us.
Yeah.
And, you know, San Francisco has a need with Debo gone, so that makes a lot of sense. But I was just like, if they trade Cooper Kupp, they can go get Cooper Kupp for less money. And Matt Stafford's a kingmaker when it comes to wide receivers because he will throw the fucking football to you only. That's how you break triple crowns is because the quarterback is like, fuck it, Cooper Kupp's out there somewhere slinging it sidearm trying to get it to him.
I also think Dallas would be like delusional enough to think that would push them over the edge and throw some big money at him.
And Dallas does love adding old wide receivers. But would Dallas be the fun? I mean, dude, Dak Prescott's a good quarterback, so
phenomenal.
I think it would be so fun, and I think if he went to this team, it might be 1,250 yards for each wide receiver, but to go to Tampa because Baker, he's a gunslinger. I mean, they got Bucky Irving, so they have a little bit of a threat, but not so much where they got to stack the box and all that. With him and Mike Evans, because it looks like Godwin might become a free agent. I don't think they're going to be able to re-sign him. Mike Evans and Devontae.
Well, Godwin had that season-ending injury, so he may be priced into, a contract that Tampa Bay could afford. But yeah,
potentially,
he is a free agent though.
What about the other LA team? They need a guy.
Yeah, that was on my that. So first of all, that's why I said all Cali teams.
Yeah.
I just went with the Rams because the Chargers have no fans.
Hey, but if they could pay more,
they could. They have a ton of cap space. They have a ton of
and that's a clear need. It's just I don't know if a 34-year-old is, not that he's not good, but I'm just saying, like, do you invest that much into a 34-year-old, or you try to?
I mean, is the 34-year-old better than Quentin Johnson and Joshua Palmer?
Probably combined, yes.
Yeah, so then you spend the money on the 34-year-old.
He's better than them combined plus another two.
Yeah.
Devontae with the lightning bolt would be sick.
It would.
Yeah.
I'm fighting the urge to say the Saints, to not say the Saints. But I mean, there is the Derek Carr link. And then the other team.
Yeah.
And they just got Jamal Williams.
Save 1.5 million, baby. Let's go. So the other team that nobody wants to see happen, but if it does happen, it's kind of
don't say it.
Could be scary hours, but Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That'd be scary. I thought you were going to say Buffalo or Kansas City. Just don't say it.
No, I mean, of course, Buffalo needs
Baltimore would be crazy.
Baltimore would be crazy because he slots in next to Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, possibly cap casualty. So then Isaiah likely plays tight end for them. They still have Derrick Henry and obviously Lamar Jackson. Like I probably should have led with the what is it, 2-time MVP, 3-time MVP? Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
The 2-time and 2-time and skipped over for his third one a couple months ago.
Well, he shouldn't have won last year. So it cracks me up. It cracks me up because his statistics the year prior weren't as good. CMC should have won. Dak Prescott should have won, but they picked Lamar Jackson because Lamar Jackson had the most impact on a team. They follow the same formula this year, but because it's a white guy winning, everyone lost their mind.
I mean, I can't imagine having more of impact on a team than helping them win a Super Bowl. But I get it. It's a quarterback award, so it is what it is.
Look, Saquon should have won. Nobody's disagreeing. CMC should have won the year before that.
It's a quarterback award.
They ain't giving it to anybody but a quarterback. And once people understand that they created the offensive player of the year for a reason.
That's more prestigious in my eyes.
How can you win the MVP and not be the offensive player of the year? You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make sense.
That year, JJ Watt did all that craziness. Was he did he even finish in the top 5 for MVP voting?
I would imagine he finished top 5. He didn't win it. The homie was playing tight end and catching touchdowns.
That was the most valuable player for any team in the history of ever, dude. He did everything.
We still ain't give that man the MVP. You get what I'm saying? Like, look, then what's crazy is if a defensive player wins MVP, he's not winning defensive player of the year.
Which makes no sense.
Makes no sense. It makes no sense to have those 3 awards.
Yeah.
Just most valuable quarterback, MVQ, and then offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year. That's it.
Yeah.
JJ Watt did say that a QB should always win MVP in regards to his 2014 MVP season. So,
what the fuck does JJ Watt know?
Yeah,
Everything he touches seems to turn to gold lately, dude.
What? What does he touch?
He might have to come out of retirement if his homie gets I think how many weeks are left? Like 6 weeks are left in the season.
Yeah, but how did he turn that to gold? There,
that club's winning, dude.
This is wild. Just giving him all this credit for that.
For those of
8%.
For those of you listening, thinking why would JJ Watt be up for MVP in 2014? Here's his quick stats. He had 5 touchdowns, 3 of them receiving. He had 20.5 sacks, 78 tackles, 29 of them for loss, 5 fumble recoveries, 1 pick six, 1 forced safety, and he was named All-Pro as a defensive end and a defensive tackle.
Okay.
It was just a bonkers season, bro. I look, dude. The dude won 3 defensive player of the years in a row. It's not like we didn't recognize him, but that was the year to be like, yo, you were the MVP. But if I'm not mistaken, the person who won MVP in 2014 went fucking bonkers. Did he not?
A-Rod?
It was Aaron.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's the year he stole it from Drew Brees.
Every year.
It doesn't have Rodgers' stats on here. Where is it? Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, I'm not going to dive into Aaron's MVP season. Was that the year he had – here I go, diving into it. Was that the year he had 41 and 3 picks or something?
He had 43, 81, 38, and 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I would have given that to JJ Watt. Looking at it, I was just like, Tom Brady had 41-09, 33 and 9.
Is that the defense that had him, Cushing? Who's their head coach right now? D'Amico.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
This wasn't the year that Drew Brees got robbed.
Yeah, because I think it was JJ and Rodgers were 1 and 2 for the MVP.
Oh, you know what though? No, I'm pretty sure that is the year because Drew Brees didn't even finish top 6. So Drew Brees finished top 2 in 2019, right? But in 2018. In 2017, not on the list. 2016, not on the list. 2015, not on the list. 2014, not on the list. 2013, not on the list. 2012, not on the list. And then in 2011, Aaron Rodgers won. Shall we do a comparison between the two? Aaron got 48 votes to Drew Brees' 2. Aaron played 1 less game. He had 343 attempts for 500 completions and 502 attempts. Drew Brees had 468 completions and 657 attempts. Yards. Aaron Rodgers had 4,643. Drew Brees had 5,476. Touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers had 45. Drew Brees had 46. Interceptions. Aaron Rodgers had 6. Drew Brees had 14. And Aaron had 3 rushing, and Drew Brees had 1 rushing touchdown.
Damn, so he shit it all over.
Sounds like that Brees guy was kind of a bum.
That's great. My man's was 24 yards short of 5,500, and they said, no, you're not the MVP.
Not even they didn't say no. They said, hell no. 42?
You got to be kidding me, dude.
That's wild.
Oh, man. Drew Brees just doesn't get enough credit for anything.
I love him. But.
Bro.
First ballot, though. That's all that matters.
13-3 record that year.
He has a ring and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He can.
We'll see about that first ballot, bro.
If he's not, it's
it better be first ballot.
Dude, like I said, Drew Brees never gets voted for in homie has 5,000-yard seasons. 5 and never won the most valuable player in the league. Homie threw 607 pass attempts and only had 14 interceptions.
That's crazy.
Like, yo, that percentage is fucking silly. Like, what are we doing, boys? Anyways, I'm just ranting as a wounded Saints fan. Shout out Derek Carr. Let's go ahead and get into this NL East division.
NL East. All right. Starting with the Braves free agency. They still have outfielder Adam Duvall and outfielder Whit Merrifield as free agents. Notable acquisitions, outfielder Jerickson Profar and outfielder Brian De La Cruz. Subtractions, pitcher Max Fried, Charlie Morton, AJ Minter, John Brebbia, and Luke Jackson. Outfielders Jorge Soler, Travis Denarnaud, and outfielder Ramon Lariano, and third baseman Gio Urshela. Oh boy, Urshela.
Yeah, it's Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher, right?
Correct.
Yeah, he's pretty good. They had James McCann once upon a time too. It's kind of crazy. He's a free agent. Catcher is such a nobody's good. So it's like if somebody is serviceable, like Gary Sanchez is still getting jobs.
Right.
Like how's James McCann still a free agent? Like,
yeah, I don't know what maybe Nick could explain it, but yeah, catchers. If you're not, oh man, who was it? If you're not Real Muto, Yachty,
Posey,
and God, who would be the other one?
Did the Stros have a badass one for a sec?
I can't remember. But yeah, if you're not those top three guys, they're just like, we'll find somebody to catch a ball.
Yeah, it's every one of them is like below average hitter. Like, they just
who's
you're just doing the shitty job. That's why, dude.
Yeah, wasn't it the Brewers had a offensive stud catcher for a few years? I'm blanking on his name. I'll find it.
The Cubs had Wilson Contreras.
So
who's
let me ask you this:
with the Cardinals,
you guys said outside the top three, like everybody's pretty much asked. So, like, does that lessen what Yadier did? Or okay,
no, he's one of the best of all time.
You didn't have any competition though.
Jonathan Lucroy.
What? How does no competition mean you can't be good at baseball?
I'm just kidding, dude.
Like, it would be like, oh, he has no competition.
Would he have won as many Gold Gloves or whatever the catcher award is? It's a Gold Glove.
Yeah,
right?
He had the most putouts, like as a catcher for he may be like top 5 for most putouts as a catcher.
Dude was lethal behind the plate.
You did not run on Yachty. Like that's why he won Gold Glove.
Relax. I was just asking if it was because of the talent or if it was just a depth, like a void of talent. So they gave it to the guy who was just clearly the best because there was nobody else around him that could compete.
Why are you saying relax? All I said was they did not run.
Stop yelling at me.
It's like, all right. No, Yachty was a dog. I hated him because he played for the Cardinals, but
yeah,
fuck that guy. But also, good job. Also, fuck you, Wilson. Wilson, how can you be a Cub, win a World Series for the Cubs, and go to the Cardinals? Fucking mercenaries, heartless.
That's heartless little harlots.
That's just what they are. Cubs suck. Let's get into this division.
All right. That was the free agents for the Braves.
You want to read us the odds, Eric?
Yeah, so Atlanta's predicted to finish first. To win the World Series is plus 750. To win the NL East is plus 100. To make the playoffs is minus 400, and their over under is 93.5.
They're getting healthy, but do we expect the same performance from the team, like the guys that are coming back? And Max Fried just left, right? To the
Correct.
Yankees. And is Spencer Strider even pitching yet?
It's looking like he's pitching. He'll just probably be a couple weeks late for the start of the season.
Okay.
Who was there dude that tore his ACL?
Ozuna?
Zuna?
Why was I thinking Lindor? Lindor plays for the Mets now, right?
Yeah, he plays for the Mets.
Oh.
Yeah, Lindor never played for them.
I was thinking somebody else.
Marcell Ozuna?
He tore his ACL?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or wait, was it
Acuna?
Ronald Acuna? Yeah.
Acuna, yeah. And then they had that other guy who didn't he like beat up some kids or something? Or did he play for somebody else?
That may be Ozuna. Atlanta Braves domestic violence. Oh, it says help is available. Braves Ozuna apologizes for domestic violence. Dude, they hit me with the help is available national domestic violence hotline. I was just like, yo, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm sorry. I Googled the wrong thing.
Jermaine's like, how do I commit domestic violence? They're like, would you like help, sir? Like,
how many years would I get if I choked a bitch? Does Cologne Mendes have to choke a bitch?
For me, for the Braves, it's kind of weird because they, at least as free agency is concerned, they definitely took a step back, losing Max Fried and Charlie Morton for starting pitchers. And we mentioned Travis d'Arnaud for the second half of that battery, but on the flip side, they also get healthy with, as we mentioned, Ronald Acuna comes back. Spencer Strider at some point. It'll remain to be seen what level he comes back to. So they do improve, but they also take a step back. So Nick has here that he has them modeled for 83 wins. He notes that last year they were decently lucky overall in their games, and they lost more than that they gained in free agency, which is pretty clear. So I don't think I have them down that bad, 83 like Nick does. I'll go under 93, and yes for the playoffs, but I don't have them winning the division.
I'm going to go with the same thing that Nevada just picked. This division is going to be a battle between the top three, and then we're just going to have two other guys that participate. But I think they're really convinced that Chris Sale is going to deliver the same level of performances that he did last year. I'm not saying they shouldn't be convinced. I'm just saying it's a pretty big bet to not add anybody, basically, especially with Spencer Strider coming off injury. So he's phenomenal, but you don't know what he's going to get, and you don't know how long it's going to take him to get into form. So that'd be interesting. And then they just have good guys as the rest of their rotation, and that's probably what concerns me the most. I mean, their core is locked up, right? You got Olsen, Ozuna, Murphy, Albies, Riley, Arcia. They added Profar, which is a slept-on addition if you can continue his performances from the Padres.
Mm-hmm.
But 93.5 is a lot for this team that I just have questions about their pitching. And usually, like, you need your offense to be elite, and if they go cold, are the pitchers going to be able to do enough if they go cold? And I don't think they will. So I'm going to go with because I'm not even sure who their closer is. Is it Perdomo? Oh, Iglesias? Raisel Iglesias?
Yeah, I don't even know off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm not too super sure about how good their bullpen is.
Yeah, they've got some similar issues to last year, but like I said, at least they should be healthy. Can't forget Ronald Acuna. Acuna must have been 2 years ago when he had that great offensive season, which was mostly just overshadowed by Shohei because Shohei was doing Shohei stuff. But
yeah, Acuna was just stealing every base under the sun, and everyone's like, "Who cares? You see what this guy's doing?"
Yeah.
I just 94 wins. I just don't see this Braves team getting there. I think they're going to be very good. 88, 89, 90 is around where I see them.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with these other two teams in their division. So let's go ahead and get into the team that finished first last year.
Yes, Eric's Philadelphia Phillies. They currently still have a free agent in pitcher Spencer Turnbull. But as far as free agents they did acquire, pretty much all pitching. Pitcher Jesus Luzardo, Jordan Romano, Joe Ross, and outfielder Max Kepler. They lost pitchers Jeff Hoffman and Carlos Estevez, both former Rocky, shout out, sorry to ruin your careers, and outfielder Austin Hayes.
Never stood a chance.
Nope.
That Romano kid is our closer, apparently.
The kid, and you just signed him?
Yeah, from the Blue Jays. I think he was an All-Star last year. I read he was brought in to be the closer, essentially.
I bet. Give us the Phillies, Eric. What are the Phillies doing?
So again, this is biased as hell, but I think they're going to repeat as NL East champions. They haven't done that in, 30, 40, 50 years maybe. They got to make it the playoffs for sure. Basically, this team is running back everybody. Minus they had a jumbo, like they had a what would you call it? There's like a logjam. They had a logjam in the outfield. They traded for Hayes in the middle of the season. Didn't work out, so they moved on from him. But we still have great players in that position. And we brought in a closer who was an all-star last year, and that was one of our biggest problems in the playoffs. So write it out one more time. We got one of the oldest starting lineups in baseball. I think like our youngest starter is like 31. So this is it. Like
Swan song?
Yeah, like go hard here, and if not, it ain't gonna happen for this roster. So
the last dance, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's my view on it. I mean, you got Harper's 34. A couple of the guys are like 36, 35. So, how am I forgetting his name? Casty's like 35, 36. So it's just it has to happen this year, and I think they're just gonna go all in. And if they stay healthy, I think they can.
Need to rename the Phillies from the Philadelphia Phillies to the Geriatric Geezers. Good Lord. I like the Phillies this year. Nick pointed it out. They probably win every game on paper, but we all know how well paper does. But regardless, they've shown year after year that they can get it done. The problem is when it gets to the playoffs. Their playoff performance keeps getting worse and worse. But that being said, I still think they'll make the playoffs. I have them over on the 91.5, and I will take them to win the division.
Yeah. They have such a good pitching staff, but they were elite last year. And how many wins did the Phillies have last year?
91 or something like that.
91, right? And that pitching staff was just...
Yeah, we had a weird post All-Star break. There was like a 6-week stretch where it was just weird. They just weren't winning games that they should have been winning.
It's that old age.
Dude, look, you're laughing now, but I'm telling you, dude.
No, I looked at your roster. So Schwarber 93, Castellanos 92, Baum 96, which he's about to turn 30, Stott 97. Marsh 97. Where is it at? Sorry, Trey Turner 93. Bryce Harper 92. JT Realmuto 91. Then you get into the pitchers and Suarez 95 30. Wheeler 1990 35. Nola 93 33. Like, yeah, it's an old team. I didn't realize that. Oh boy.
They won 95 last year.
They won 95 last year.
Yep.
They didn't get worse. I'll take the over. Yes to the playoffs and no to win the division. I'm buying the hype, baby. I'm all in. Let's go, Mets. Let's go, Mets.
All right, here we go.
Let's go, Mets.
Jermaine's Mets. Current free agents. They have infielder Jose Iglesias, JD Martinez, Phil Maton, and Brooks Raley still as free agents. Notable acquisitions. Here we go. We got a lot. Some guy named Juan Soto. Re-signed Pete Alonso. Pitcher Clay Holmes. Pitcher Sean Manea re-signed. Pitcher Frankie Montas signed. AJ Minter signed. Outfielder Jesse Winker re-signed. Outfielder Jose Siri was traded to him. And then pitchers Ryan Stanek, Justin Hagenman, Griffin Canning, Drew Smith, infielder Jared Young. As far as those leaving, pitchers Luis Severino, Jose Quintana, Adam Ottavino, and outfielder Harrison Bader.
Yeah, I don't like the subtractions on the pitching staff, but overall, I like the way this roster is constructed. I like the youth power combo. I like the pitching staff as a whole, as long as Shamanaic and Kodai Senga can stay whole. So I think the Mets are probably going to be one of the people calling around for starting pitchers. I wouldn't be surprised if Dylan Cease ends up here. I'm going over the win totals. I'm going yes to make the playoffs, and I'm going yes to win the division. I think it's going to line up this year. I know it's a dangerous thing to say with the New York Mets because they've been supposed to line up for the last 10 years. I ain't picking them to win no goddamn World Series. I'm just saying they could do well in the regular season, which we know the Mets can do, and they'll win the division.
Yeah, I think they'll push the Phillies for the division. I don't think they'll get it. I think the Mets will Met just in time. I'll have them make the playoffs and over on win total. But it'll be interesting to see how Soto does going from Stanton and Judge to Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor.
And Starling Marte, dog.
Yeah, I get on paper they're looking mighty fine. Nick notes that he has the Mets for the wild card, but his question is how quickly does baseball end up writing them off? I imagine he's probably thinking inevitably the Mets are going to Met at some point. Is it mid-April, opening day, the dog days of summer? He's also not huge for Soto's performance this year, and he notes that his two teammates aren't the same two teammates that he had last year in Yankee Stadium.
Nick has been doubting Soto for so long. I think he's just doing it for his brand at this point.
Why not? Stick to your guns.
He picked this guy. He's just like, this guy's not that good. He's going to stick to that point forever. I was like, you go look at his statistics and you're like, man, I just don't think he's just not likable. You know what I mean? I think that's his issue. Purely, he's not, I don't hate him or dislike him. I just don't like him either. Like, I'm not like, oh yeah, Juan Soto, he's so tight. But yeah. We're gonna see how bad this contract ages, though. That's for goddamn sure.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Remember the twilight of Albert Pujols, when we were like, yikes.
Oh, the twilight that lasted about 8 years.
He was productive, but the money just did not line up. He was on his Tobias Harris tip, Eric.
We're not doing that today, dude. We're in a good place right now. We don't need to be talking about that.
I'm not in a good place right now. Shut the fuck up. You just won a Super Bowl.
No, I'm saying we are in a good place right now. We don't need to talk about that.
Oh, I was like, come on, man. You can't be down yet. You just what?
Nah, we're riding high until we crash hard, bro.
That's what I was saying. I was like, dude, we haven't even seen the Eagles play a game since. Like,
in my eyes, the NFL's over. It concluded.
yeah. I'm doing good. Yeah. No, I'm buying in on the Mets, dude. I think this is Cohen's first like really put together team with his stamp. Like it's not just him trying to sign Scherzer and Verlander to hope for the best. I think the lineup has less holes than most people think, so I'm going with the Mets. It's risky, I know, but they had the best juice.
They got to hit at some point, right?
Right? Statistically, I'm in good standing right now, dude.
Right?
Right?
All righty. Next up is the Washington Nationals. Back to my
Nick's
list.
new team.
Yep. Currently, they still have free agent, which is a pretty significant free agent, and pitcher Patrick Corbin. We'll start with the subtractions because that's very easy. Pitcher Robert Garcia, who they traded away. Notable acquisitions. First baseman Nathaniel Lowe, as well as Josh Bell. Pitchers Michael Soroka, Trevor Williams, Kyle Finnegan, Jorge Lopez. Oh boy. Let's do the easy one first. Lucas Sims, Shinosuke Okasawara. Shortstop Ahmed Rosario, infielder Paul DeJong. Should have read that one beforehand before I tried to pronounce it. I've just scrolled now with my eyes and I'm like, oh shit.
Shinosuke Agasawara. That's not how you say it. Agasawara. Yep. That's a fire name though. Anyways. Holy crap, the Nationals made some good moves.
They did.
That's pretty surprising. I wasn't expecting that. You named some players. I was like, oh, the Nationals gonna be scrappy this year. What's the over-under? 72.5? What did they hit last year? Anyone know that?
71.
They had 71 last year, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, dude, yeah. Give me the over.
Mm-hmm.
They filled holes and they have guys developing. I mean, hopefully Mackenzie Gore can just be that dude that we expect him to be. Dylan Cruz should play the full year on the roster this go around, and they have another outfielder. Oh, sorry, and then shortstop CJ Abrams, James Wood.
Yeah,
James Wood. And so if these young guys can just take some sort of step, right? With Josh Bell, excellent veteran, Paul DeJong, excellent veteran. Like I like what they did here. Then bringing in Nathaniel Lowe from the Texas Rangers, he was pretty instrumental on that crazy ride of the two Texas Rangers World Series run.
Yeah.
So if he can get back to playing that kind of ball with this young, spry team, I mean, he's pretty young himself. Barely turning 30.
He's got no pressure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this team gets to play fast and loose, no pressure. Just go out there and hit a ball with some of your boys. Yeah, I'll take the over and then no for everything else.
Yeah, I'm with Jermaine on this one as well. Yeah, I think 72 should be an easy hit. Nick here has them at 70 wins. It looks like he's got them compared to the Astros and Orioles comparison, probably when they started bringing up their cores. Again, you already mentioned Dylan Cruz and James Wood. Nick has the Nationals about a year or two away from being able to push for playoffs. But I don't doubt that though. I mean, shit, they were super scrappy last year and they only got better in the offseason. And then Nick's final push on here is that Josh Bell rakes in DC.
Yeah, Josh Bell. He's going to be a DH for them on top of it because Nathaniel Lowe will be playing first. So Josh Bell just gets to go hit a baseball as hard as he can, dude.
Just swing for it, bud. Just swing.
just go bonk it, dude. Just go bonk. Dude, this is going to be a fun team. They were fun last year. I remember I kept texting the group about this team last year. I mean, that was like as they were calling up all these guys. So now these guys have, that couple months experience of what it takes to do for the majors. And now let's see if they could do it for 162. Man.
Here's a follow-up question for you. How many guys on the roster will hit over 20 home runs this year?
For the Nationals?
Yeah.
Over 8. 20?
Just kidding.
8.
Just kidding.
Just 1 through 8. Just all have 20 homers, dude. That's the Braves roster. Give me 4.
I was gonna say 3 or 4.
Give me 4. I'll go 4. So Nathaniel Lowe could hit 20.
Yep.
CJ Abrams could hit 20. Dylan Cruz could hit 20. James Wood could hit 20. Josh Bell could hit 20.
Think Mackenzie Gore can get to 20?
No, Mackenzie Gore is their ace.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, maybe he gets to 20. He's DH.
Yeah, that'd be crazy, dude.
I got him and De La Cruz mixed up, but yeah, last year they had a grand total of 0 hit over 20.
Oh, really? So I just went crazy with my prediction.
Yeah.
All right. Stand on business. I'll take the 4. I'll take the 4. Let's get into the final team on this before we give Eric's sheet to the listeners.
All right. Marlins, free agents outstanding. None. Pitchers or notable acquisitions. Cal Quantrill, who last played for the Rockies. Infielder Eric Wagaman and Matt Mervis. That is it. Subtractions, Jesus Luzardo, who they traded to Philly. And one of the corners, he will play it. Jake Berger is also gone.
Oh, is he really? Traded
to the Rangers.
Okay. He was a fun watch, but it's probably a good trade. Yudi Perez is still on the IL, the injured list, and Braxton Garrett is as well. It's probably 2 of their better pitchers. Sorry, I'm just going through their roster in totality right now. Boy.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Oh my goodness. Hopefully they have some top 100 prospects because that was rough to look at. 63.5 is a crazy line.
Yeah, they lost losing Luzardo as their really their ace last year, and not to add insult to injury, but to trade him in division is always kind of a head scratcher. I guess you get Sandy Alcantara back from injury, but I mean he's not gonna drag this team to the playoffs. This was not good. This was not a good offseason. When one of your key additions was a pitcher who pitched for the Rockies and did so poorly. They lost about $36 million in payroll. They went from 106 to 70.
How is that allowed? Baseball has the worst cap rules, dude.
That's the Bengals wide receiver cap rule.
Yeah, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. That's true, dog.
2 players on the Bengals make more than the entire Miami Marlins roster.
That's hysterical, dog. Yeah, 63.5 is such a good number. They won 62 last year. They got worse though, and I'm not ready to declare who I think is going to be the worst team in baseball. Usually, I do that every year. I've been pretty good at picking who the worst team is going to be every year.
Mm-hmm. And
Nick told me I was crazy for picking the White Sox last year. I was like, dude, the White Sox are the worst team on God. Under. Give me the under. Let's play hardball with this 63.5 line. Give me the under. Hopefully they don't get hot.
Hopefully they don't win 3 games in a row.
If they put 10 wins together, I'm like, ah!
Yeah, I think especially with this division, because obviously that's where you play a lot of your games. I don't see how they compete with any of those top 3 teams. And then we've already said the Nationals were scrappy last year, and they got better.
Absolutely got better, yeah.
I don't know, between them, the White Sox, and the Rockies, it'll be interesting to see who ends up the farthest games back come September, because they were all pushing right about 40 last year. So, yeah, I'm here for the race to the bottom. Let's see it. But yeah, under.
Did you see just the Vegas lines prediction? They have the Dodgers at 103.5, and they have the Rockies at 58.5.
Yeah.
It's 45 games, dude.
I think I mentioned it on a couple podcasts ago, but last year the Rockies lost 102 games, if I'm not mistaken, and the Dodgers only won, 93 last year. They didn't win 100, and the Rockies were still, I think, 37.5 games back. The Dodgers just got like 10 games better, and the Rockies got like 2 games worse.
How do you still like this sport, dude?
I don't know.
You can't even give an answer.
Yeah, I can't.
That's an I'm in danger laugh if I ever heard.
Oh, it 100%
is. So you're going under and then no across the boards as well, correct?
Yeah, I'd go with no across the board.
Way to go out on a limb there, big fella.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, give us your full Rain Man breakdown of the NL East.
You said full Rain Man breakdown? Let's see here. Give me 1 second. All right, so what do I got? Homer pick. I got the Phillies winning the division and making the playoffs. I do have the Phillies going over the 91.5. I think they'll break the century mark this year. It's about time. And then I have the Mets finishing in second and the Braves finishing in third, both with the playoffs. I have the Braves going under. Obviously, if they're going to finish third, they have to go under. And then but I do have a prediction. The Mets will go the furthest in the playoffs out of all the 3 teams, even though I picked the Phillies to win the World Series. I'm still a Philly fan, and I'm still going to be down on them until I see them hoisting the trophy up.
And then you'll still be down on them.
Yeah.
We're all old. What are we going to do?
And then, I don't know anything about the Nationals and Marlins, but I do know this. You guys like the Nationals' improvements, so I'll go over. And you guys don't like anything the Marlins did, so I'll go under 63. It makes sense.
Yeah, well, it's easy to not like what the Marlins did because they didn't do anything.
Yeah, well, it's the Miami Marlins did. Like, they don't deserve to have a franchise.
So for my order, obviously, I'll take the Mets first. I'll take Phillies second. I'll take Braves third. Yeah, basically what you had, I think. No. And then the rest is what you had. I'll take Nationals fourth and Marlins fifth.
Yeah, I think, let's see, yeah, Phillies. Yeah, I'll ride with you, Eric. Phillies, Mets, Braves, Nationals, Marlins.
I love it if the Nationals got third and the fucking Braves dropped out completely, but we can dream.
Yeah, that's a talented squad. I'm not saying it can't happen, right?
Nah, it can't happen.
It could.
Nah.
This Nationals team could actually absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
and Nick could be on next week's podcast.
Yeah, absolutely, he could. He could.
Don't know until you know.
That's why I was like, he could. I don't know, but he could. A fair point. Look, dude, there is the realm of possibility where the Braves are a 500 team, based on some of those subtractions. The guys who come back from injury don't play how they were playing before, and then all of a sudden it's a 500 team. So it's not that crazy. And then the Nationals only have to outperform by 10 wins from the Vegas line to get to 500, and then the Braves find themselves in a
couple
dogfight.
injuries, you know, could happen. I'm not wishing for it. I'm saying could happen.
I saw those eyes.
Happen.
I saw how those eyes.
I don't wish injury on my divisional opponents.
he says, sheepishly grinning.
I think the other thing that might bode well for the Nationals is you see all the people that signed there. I think it's a sign of some excitement where they see what's coming, and people that are going there are jazzed up. So everybody else that was there last year and the year before, they're being like, "Oh shit!" Like people are paying attention to our team, what we've done. Like, let's keep riding this and do it.
Yeah, that's the point. Like Paul DeJong is typically a sought after playoff contending utility man.
Yep.
Like he just goes to the postseason. Him and like Tommy Pham, Jock Peterson, like these guys are always in the postseason because they like teams that are looking to contend, bring in guys who can just fill spots on a roster and play above average ball. Like that's really all that playoff contenders are looking for. Like, look, dude, we got our core. Can you just play like serviceable second base? All right, sick, you can. You know what I mean? So like that's what you're looking for those players, and that's why you always have the guys who end up playing 100 playoff games, and you're like, when? How? You go look, every year he's just in the playoffs, 14, 15 games. Like,
yeah,
it's pretty crazy. And that's what you probably consider a legend in the game, or not a legend. Legend is the word I'm looking for. Like everyone remembers his legend, but he's not a Hall of Famer. Like legends aren't Hall of Famers. Hall of Famers are legends, though.
Every rectangle or not every rectangle is a square, but every square is a rectangle, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think it's the other way around. Every rectangle is.
Peyton Hillis is a legend.
Well, for a year.
Legend, dude. Legend.
There's got to be a different name for Peyton Hillis. We're going legend.
Legend. That guy was a legend, dude. Doesn't pay for a beer in Ohio to this day.
He got a Madden cover, right?
Yeah, legend.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Yeah, you can give him legend status.
Not a good
Terrell
player,
Davis
not
got Hall of Fame off 3 years. So like
that's beyond legendary, dude.
He was a dog.
I don't even know what the level beyond legendary is, but that's what he did in Denver is beyond legendary.
It's spectacular. Mm-hmm. I understand why he's in the Hall of Fame, but it's like it was 3 years. I always scratched my head. I was like, is that really Hall of Fame worthy?
Crazy numbers, dude.
So let me ask you this. Why is Chris Johnson should be in the Hall of Fame then?
Nah. Bum. It didn't come along with a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like it adds to the greatness when you're the focal point of that Super Bowl run.
His quarterback was Vince Young, an alcoholic Vince Young.
Hey man, I'm sure John Elway was an alcoholic.
Oh yeah.
So like, what are we talking about?
Hold on, not was is.
Yeah, whatever, dude. I'm just saying, like you play with the cards you're dealt, bro. All right.
Yeah, Chris Johnson has the most yards from scrimmage in one season for any player ever.
Yeah. Probably because they were all focused on Vince Young. See, I think it's a plus. They were all so worried about Vince Young that they had to let somebody free, and it was Chris Johnson, dude.
Bro, I'm a Horns fan, but Titans Vince Young was a mess, bro.
Hey,
relax.
You're absolutely right.
Relax. I love me some Vince Young, but you got to pump.
Hey, man, we don't speak negative about the GOAT.
Yeah, I think if CJ2K and the Titans had more postseason success, then
maybe
it'd be talked about at least.
But not.
First round he is the most forgotten player. Like nobody ever talked. He was one of the greatest running backs of all time, and nobody talks about him.
I feel like that's the case with LT. I feel like so many people just don't mention him when they talk about great running backs.
What are you talking about? Everyone talks about
Or maybe it's these young people that I'm having these conversations with or something. But
dude's on my short list.
I was like, yo,
I think he's arguably the greatest. Like, just, whatever.
No, we can't do that.
It goes Saquon.
Oh, jeez, here we go. Saquon, and then it's Shady.
Brian Westbrook.
And then it's Brian Westbrook.
Saquon. You're right. Shady. I know, but I do actually have a question for you guys before it gets too late here. Just because I thought it was an outlandish take. What's harder, what Shohei's doing or what Travis Hunter's about to try to do in the NFL?
Shohei.
Thank you. All right, thank you. I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page there because they were like, the commentators were like sucking, glazing them like, yeah, dude, this is way harder. Like, it's more physical. And I'm like, neither one of you could go on a baseball field right now and hit a baseball. Shut the hell up.
Well, also, Deion Sanders did what Travis Hunter is about to come do. Like,
but Deion didn't pitch, and Shohei's pitching and batting is what they're saying.
I understand what they're comparing.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, there was other NFL players who did it before Travis Hunter. It's just like they're talking like Travis Hunter is doing it at a top 5 level on both sides in the NFL because that's what Shohei's doing.
Top 20 max.
Shohei's doing top 5 things on both sides. Like, Travis Hunter hasn't even done it once. Like, we don't even know if the team is going to use Travis Hunter on both sides. It'd be dumb to draft him and not do it, but you just don't know. You know what I mean? Go ahead and about it, sorry.
As far as Hunter goes, I still subscribe to the idea he'll be a corner with gadget plays on the offense. That's the only way you can use him both ways.
And he'll be out the league in 4 years.
Just unnecessary stance on this young man. Like, at minimum, he's a second corner on one of 32 teams in the NFL, Eric. At minimum. Like, that's the floor. That's the floor. At minimum, he's a third wide receiver on one of these NFL teams. We were just talking about Josh Palmer in the pre-show.
Stud.
Like, Travis Hunter is better than Josh Palmer.
We'll see. Hasn't played it down in football yet in the NFL.
Oh, come on now.
Hasn't played it down in football.
Rookie ever has.
Listen,
high on all kinds of.
We all thought Jalen Reagor was going to be the shit, bro.
Nobody thought that.
I know, dude. I know.
Nobody outside.
We have to self-deprecate every once in a while to keep us in check, dude.
Howie Roseman's the only person who thought that, and I think
he was having a John Jones weekend when that draft happened. That's the only reason that happened.
Only explanation, dog.
The only thing that makes sense. He had to be high on cocaine or something.
I wonder if he thought Justin Jefferson's name was off the board.
Probably.
There's
no way.
How? Justin Jefferson was just a top 3 wide receiver for me in that draft class. It's me, my board, but like, what are we doing, NFL?
I just picture that meme, the Impractical Jokers meme, where it's like, okay, now draft Jalen Reagor, and then he does it, and they're all like laughing behind the scenes.
Dude, it's exactly how it felt, dude. And then the next pick, homie goes down, dude. The next pick, 17-18. Boom, boom.
What?
Justin Jefferson went right after.
Oh,
the Vikings.
Yeah, but it wasn't Justin Jefferson pick 22?
Or whatever. It was right after us. And it hurt. It really sucked.
Eric just tries to blot out that memory.
I thought it was 17-18, but I could be dead ass wrong.
I thought maybe his number is 18. Let me find that draft spot. Yeah, pick 22. Round 1, pick 22.
What was Reagor? Just kidding.
Come on, man. It's the pick before. You know that part. What are we doing here?
Simple math.
Justin Jefferson's number is 18, so that's why you were thinking that.
That's how many times I cried myself to sleep in a row.
Dude, it's still one of the most mind-boggling things. So I was like, yo, CeeDee Lamb or Justin Jefferson, I don't know who the best wide receiver in this class is. It's one of those two.
Honestly, though, we got AJ and Devonta, and it all worked out.
You won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, like we'll now we can laugh about it, and then every time a Vikings fan says it, like it stings a little bit, but
how
whatever.
You won a Super Bowl.
I know
they're about to sign Sam Darnold again.
Yeah, I hope they sign him for $60 million or something stupid.
Dude, that'd be
and they can't sign anybody else on the roster.
All right, Nevada. Final thoughts.
I think we settled it here. Jalen Reagor won the Eagles a Super Bowl.
Eric, final thoughts.
Go Birds, dude.
I was hoping he was like, well, we settled it here. Jalen Reagor won the Eagles a Super Bowl.
Nah, I can't do that.
All right. For myself, Jermaine Clement, for my co-host, for the executive producers, the EP and Nutty Putty. We'll see you next time when you come on down and step into the room.